The Galactic Council chamber was filled with light. Dozens of alien leaders sat in a circle, watching a giant holographic screen in the center of the room. On that screen was a small blue planet, Earth. To them, it looked weak and unimportant. The alien ambassador from the Vorex Empire leaned forward and smiled. "So this is humanity's great defense project," he said. Around him, quiet laughter spread across the chamber. They were watching Earth activate its new planetary shield. A thin layer of energy began to glow around the planet, shining like glass under sunlight. One of the alien generals shook his head. "It is unstable," he said calmly. "Primitive energy structure, inefficient design." More laughter followed. For years, humans had tried to join the Galactic Alliance. But they were always rejected. The Council believed humans were too emotional, too aggressive, too unpredictable. Now Earth had built what they called a planetary defense shield. The Council had come only to watch it fail. Far above Earth's atmosphere, human satellites moved into position. On the surface, cities were quiet. People looked at the sky, knowing something was coming. In Earth's main command center, generals stood in silence. Large screens showed a dark shape approaching from deep space. The alien fleet had arrived. Massive warships appeared like shadows, blocking the light of distant stars. Their metal hulls were sharp and powerful, covered in advanced weapons. The fleet surrounded Earth slowly, confidently. They were not worried. They believed this would be quick. Back in the Council chamber, the alien leaders watched closely. "This will be educational," one of them said. "Let them learn their place," another replied. On Earth, alarms began to sound. The shield glowed brighter as energy flowed into it. Power levels started rising fast. Human engineers watched numbers move on their screens. "Shield at 80%, one officer reported. In space, the alien flagship moved forward. Its main cannon began charging. A deep red light formed at the front of the ship. The alien commander spoke calmly. "Fire one controlled strike. End this demonstration." A beam of pure energy shot toward Earth. It hit the shield with incredible force. The sky above Earth flashed white. The shield shook violently. In the command center, warning signals turned red. "Shield integrity dropping," someone shouted. 70%, 65. Across the planet, people felt the ground tremble slightly. Some looked afraid. Others closed their eyes. Back in the Galactic Council chamber, laughter returned. "It is collapsing already," the Vorex ambassador said. Another alien ship fired. Then another. Multiple beams struck the shield. Cracks of light began spreading across its surface like broken glass. In Earth's command center, tension filled the room. 40%. 32%. Sweat rolled down the face of one young officer. "Sir, we cannot take much more," he whispered. The alien commander raised his hand for the final attack. "All ships. Prepare full barrage," he ordered. Hundreds of weapons aimed at Earth. Energy gathered across the alien fleet. The shield flickered, growing weaker by the second. Inside the council chamber, the alien leaders leaned forward, waiting for the final explosion. Then something unexpected happened. All communication channels across the fleet suddenly went silent. The targeting systems froze. The red lights on their screens turned blue. A strange sound began to spread across every frequency. At first, it was low and distant. Then it grew louder, stronger. It was not static. It was not interference. It was music. Heavy drums echoed through space transmissions. A deep rhythm followed, powerful and steady. Human battle music filled every channel. On Earth, the generals stopped looking afraid. In space, the alien ships paused, confused. Inside the council chamber, the laughter ended. The Vorex ambassador slowly stood up. "What is this?" he asked quietly. The music grew louder. And for the first time since the attack began, the aliens stopped laughing. The music did not stop. It grew stronger. Heavy drums echoed through every alien ship. Deep horns followed the rhythm. It was steady, powerful, and calm. The alien fleet tried to switch channels. Nothing worked. They changed frequencies. The music followed. They shut down communication systems. The music still played inside their internal networks. On the alien flagship, officers looked at their screens in confusion. "Our systems are being overridden," one technician said. "But there is no hacking signal," another replied. The alien commander's eyes narrowed. "This is impossible," he said quietly. Around Earth, the shield was still glowing. Cracks of light were frozen in place. It was not breaking anymore. It was changing. In Earth's command center, no one was panicking now. The generals stood straight, calm, focused. "Phase 2 has begun," the lead commander said softly. Engineers began pressing new commands. Hidden satellites that had been silent for months suddenly powered on. Deep in orbit, small black structures unfolded like metal flowers. They were not weapons. At least, they did not look like weapons. The alien fleet tried to fire again, but their targeting systems lagged behind the rhythm of the music. Their ships moved slightly out of sync with each other. Small delays appeared in their formation. It was subtle, but it was spreading. Back in the Galactic Council chamber, the alien leaders were no longer smiling. "What are the humans doing?" one of them asked. The holographic display zoomed in on Earth's shield. The cracks were glowing brighter now. Energy was flowing through them in patterns, almost like veins of light. One alien scientist leaned closer to the screen. "It is not failing," she whispered. "It is absorbing the attack." Another wave of alien fire hit the shield. But this time, the energy did not scatter. It sank into the glowing cracks. The music grew louder with every strike. On Earth, human soldiers inside space stations began preparing their ships. They were not shouting. They were not afraid. They were listening. The rhythm of the music matched the blinking lights of their control panels, matched the timing of their breathing, matched the pulse of the shield around their planet. In the alien flagship, systems started showing strange reports. "Energy output from Earth is increasing," an officer said. "But they are not firing." The commander stared at the screen. Earth's shield suddenly shifted color. From pale blue to deep gold. The cracks disappeared. The surface became smooth and solid again. Stronger than before. The alien fleet paused their attack. They needed answers. The music changed slightly. The drums became faster. The horns sharper. Across space, something else began to activate. The hidden satellites around Earth connected to each other with beams of light, forming a massive network. The alien sensors detected a rapid spike in energy. "This is not a defensive shield," the alien scientist said slowly in the council chamber. "It is a charging system." On Earth, the lead commander finally allowed himself a small smile. "They believed we were desperate," he said. "They believed we were afraid." The alien commander clenched his fist. "All ships, prepare to retreat formation," he ordered. But it was too late. The golden shield pulsed outward once. Not as an attack, but as a signal. Far beyond the alien fleet, space itself seemed to ripple. Dark shapes began to appear behind the enemy lines. Large, silent, and waiting. The alien ships slowly turned their sensors backward. And what they saw made their confidence disappear. Human warships were emerging from hyperspace. Dozens of them. Perfectly aligned with the rhythm of the music. The shield around Earth was never meant to survive. It was meant to gather power. And now, it was ready to release it. The alien fleet was no longer in control. Behind them, human warships continued to appear from hyperspace. One after another. Large, dark, and silent. They formed a perfect line across space. Each ship moved slowly into position, in exact rhythm with the battle music. On the alien flagship, fear began to spread. "This was a trap," one officer whispered. The alien commander stared at the screen. He now understood the truth. Earth's shield was never weak. The cracks were never failure. It was part of the plan. Back in the Galactic Council chamber, the alien leaders watched in silence. No one was laughing now. The small blue planet they mocked was surrounded by its own fleet, hidden until this moment. On Earth, inside the command center, the main commander spoke calmly. Phase 3. Synchronize all units. Across space, every human ship adjusted its position slightly. Engines hummed in perfect timing with the drums. Weapons powered up with the rise of the horns. The music was not only sound. It was a signal system. Each beat carried coded instructions. Each rhythm change sent a command. The alien fleet tried to regroup, but their coordination was breaking. Their communication channels were still filled with human battle music. Their AI systems struggled to filter it out. Tiny delays became bigger mistakes. Ships drifted slightly out of formation. Targeting systems reacted half a second too late. In space combat, half a second was everything. The alien commander ordered a retreat pattern, but the human fleet had already predicted it. The golden shield around Earth pulsed again. This time stronger. Energy that had been absorbed from every alien attack was now flowing outward. Not as random power, but as controlled waves. The waves passed through the human ships without harm. But when they touched alien vessels, their shields flickered. Back in the council chamber, an alien scientist spoke in shock. The humans tuned their shield frequency to ignore their own ships, she said. They studied us, another leader whispered. Yes, the scientist replied. For years. The alien fleet opened fire again. Bright beams shot toward the human warships. But the human ships moved smoothly, almost like dancers. Their movements matched the rhythm of the music perfectly. They avoided direct hits with small, precise turns. On Earth, soldiers listened carefully to the rising tempo. When the drums became faster, their ships accelerated. When the horns sounded long and deep, they prepared to strike. It was simple, clear, perfect timing. The alien commander realized something important. The humans were not angry. They were not shouting. They were not acting with emotion. They were calm, focused, prepared. This battle was not sudden for them. It had been planned for a long time. The original prototype shield was shown to the galaxy on purpose. They wanted the aliens to believe it was weak. They wanted them to attack first. Every strike from the alien fleet had only made Earth stronger. The music shifted again. Now it was louder than before, powerful and fearless. Human warships aimed their weapons in perfect unity. The alien fleet felt pressure from two sides. Earth in front of them. Human reinforcements behind them. For the first time in many cycles, the alien commander felt uncertainty. He looked at the image of Earth on his screen. The small blue planet did not look weak anymore. It looked patient, strategic, dangerous. Back in the council chamber, one leader spoke slowly. We thought humans were emotional, he said. Another answered quietly. No. They were calculating. The golden shield around Earth began to glow brighter than ever before. Energy gathered at its surface. The music reached its peak. And the entire galaxy realized something at the same moment. Earth was never the joke. Earth was the warning. The music reached its highest point. The drums were fast and powerful. The horns were sharp and strong. Across space, human warships moved as one. They did not rush. They did not panic. They moved in perfect rhythm. The alien fleet tried to turn and escape. But the human ships were already in position. They closed the space behind them, cutting off retreat. On the alien flagship, warning alarms flashed red. Multiple targets locking on, an officer shouted. Shield strength dropping, another said. The alien commander gripped his chair tightly. Return fire. All weapons, he ordered. Bright beams of energy shot through space. Explosions lit up the darkness. But human ships twisted and shifted smoothly. Every movement matched the beat of the music. It was like watching a choreographed dance. Precise, controlled, deadly. Then the golden shield around Earth changed again. It began to spin slowly. Energy flowed across its surface like liquid light. In Earth's command center, the main commander spoke one clear order: release stored energy. The shield pulsed outward in a massive wave. The energy spread across space in a glowing ring. When it passed through human ships, nothing happened. But when it touched alien vessels, their shields flickered violently. Some ships lost power for a few seconds. Others drifted off course. The alien formation broke apart. Panic began to spread. "Our systems are failing," an officer cried. "Navigation is unstable." The alien commander realized the truth too late. The shield had absorbed every attack. And now it was returning that power with precision. The music slowed for a moment. A deep, heavy beat echoed through space. That was the signal. Human warships fired together. Not randomly. Not wildly. But at exact weak points. Bright blue beams struck alien ships that had already been weakened by the energy wave. One large cruiser exploded in silence. Another lost its engines and drifted helplessly. The alien flagship tried to move away. But 3 human battleships blocked its path. Their weapons glowing. Their formation perfect. Back in the Galactic Council chamber, no one spoke. The leaders watched their powerful fleet collapse. The small blue planet they had mocked was now in full control. In space, the alien commander made one final decision. "All remaining ships, retreat," he said quietly. But retreat was difficult. Human ships did not chase wildly. They held formation, firing only when necessary. Calm, disciplined. The music began to change again. It was no longer aggressive. It was steady and proud. The golden shield around Earth slowly stopped spinning. Its glow became softer. The battle was almost over. Several alien ships managed to jump into hyperspace, escaping with heavy damage. Others were left disabled in space. The alien flagship, once confident and powerful, now floated with weak shields and damaged weapons. The alien commander looked at Earth one last time. He understood now. This was not chaos. This was design. This was not emotion. This was strategy. The human fleet did not destroy the remaining ships. They simply aimed their weapons and waited. A silent message. Clear and strong. The music played one final powerful note. And then slowly faded. In the deep silence of space, one truth remained clear. The galaxy had just learned a lesson. And Earth had delivered it with sound and fire. Silence filled space after the music faded. The battlefield was covered with damaged ships and drifting metal. Small fires burned quietly on broken alien vessels. Human warships held their positions. They did not celebrate. They did not chase the fleeing enemy. They waited, calm and steady. Near Earth, the golden shield slowly returned to its soft blue color. It looked peaceful again, as if nothing had happened. Inside Earth's command center, the officers finally allowed themselves to breathe. No one shouted with joy. No one cheered loudly. They simply looked at each other with quiet pride. The main commander stepped forward and gave a new order. "Open a secure channel to the Galactic Council," he said. Far away, inside the council chamber, the alien leaders were still frozen in shock. Their powerful fleet had been defeated. Not by anger. Not by luck. But by patience and planning. The screen in the center of the chamber changed. A human representative appeared. He stood straight, calm and confident. Behind him, Earth shined brightly in space. The chamber was completely silent. The human representative spoke in a steady voice. "We asked for respect," he said. "We were given laughter." No one interrupted him. "We built our defenses in peace," he continued. "You chose to test them in war." The alien leaders lowered their eyes. They now understood their mistake. The humans had shown their strength. But they had also shown control. They did not destroy everything. They did not seek revenge. They only defended their home. The human representative gave one final message. "Do not mistake kindness for weakness," he said. "Earth does not seek conflict, but we will always protect our world." The transmission ended. In space, the remaining alien ships slowly moved away. They did not look proud anymore. They looked careful. Across the galaxy, news of the battle spread quickly. Other civilizations replayed the recordings. They watched the moment when the music took over every channel. They watched the golden shield transform. They watched the perfect coordination of the human fleet. Many planets began to see Earth in a new way, not as a small emotional species, but as a strategic and disciplined power. Trade requests started arriving. Diplomatic messages followed. This time, the tone was different. It was respectful. Above Earth, human ships slowly returned to orbit. The shield remained active, stronger than before. The battle music played softly one last time inside the command center, not as a weapon, but as a reminder of who they were. Humans were emotional, yes, but they were also creative, patient, and united when it mattered most. Far away, in deep space, the alien commander who once laughed at Earth stared at a recording of the battle. He no longer smiled. He spoke quietly to his crew. Never underestimate them again. Back on Earth, the sky was calm. The stars looked peaceful. The planet that was once the galaxy's joke now stood as a symbol of strength. They had laughed at Earth once. They would never laugh again.